Hello, everybody. The Theros 8-4 draft. Hope everyone enjoyed an amazing pre-release last weekend. I know I did. More of that in a second, though. Here we are. You'll notice Schlocknock in the event queue as well. Opened a Mythic Bomb, and it's in black, which I am for sure slamming. Passing an Eidolon, Wingsteed Rider, and some decent red cards. Lightning Strike, Stormstrike Giant, Fanatic of Mogus. I just got whomped by Marshall from Limited Resources with a really sweet red Fanatic of Mogus Devotion deck in the first round of an 8-4. If you have no clue what I'm talking about with Marshall from Limited Resources, that's silly. I don't know how you're watching this video and not watching his draft videos or listening to his podcast. So check him out at lrcast.com. Yeah, hi Thonia. Oh, I love black so much. So excited. Boink. And then we'll take the Disciple of Phoenix, no doubt about that. Good green bean pass with the Boon Satyr Nemesis. Someone picked a common or a foil over anything else. That's kind of weird, considering Boon Satyr and Nemesis are pretty strong first picks. Or if you're me and you want to force black, Disciple's a great first pick. Anyway, yeah, the pre-release was super fun of Born in the Gods. I had my buddy Chris and my other buddy Leo come join up at our local shop here in SoCal, Trinity Comics. And I hope you guys all had as much fun as I did. I'm sure we'll get into more of those cards later and start dealing with that when it's actually released online. It's kind of annoying to be talking about it now and we can't actually draft it yet online, which I really wish we could do. But that'll have to wait till Valentine's Day. I'm easily slapping another Disciple of Phoenix, starting off with a strong devotion theme. I love this Read the Bones as well, but we've already got exactly where we want to be. We love a Shipwreck Singer, another green card, a little bit of red, seeing no white, and then this is just like a deeper pack from anything that we've seen in the first two packs. There's also blue in here as well, a little bit for everybody, shall we say. Dark Betrayal is okay. It's probably the most powerful card in the set, or in the pack right now, actually. I guess I'll brew an Alcea, it's pretty grand, so we'll grab it. I could just grab the Fleshmad Steed, or a Scourge Mark to continue the black trend, but both of these, you only want one or two of in your deck anyway, and the Alcea is that much better. And I do love me some black-white, if that's how the draft goes. Basically being, whoa, late Harpy. Okay, we're loading up on our 4s, but they're all really great. So slamming that guy. I was going to say black-white's really good, being base black. And then getting like the Scholar of Athreos and grinding out with some devotion and some, board stall. And then it gets really great if you have like a Phalanx Leader because the Hopeful Eidolon and the Baleful Eidolon combo very nicely. Those are nice when you have access to those in black and white. Really enjoying the start of this black spells here. Want to start getting more than just, 4 drops online. Like to start seeing some of the removal in black. And then be really down to see some Phalanx Leader, or not Phalanx Leaders, although actually those are good too. I'm talking about a Return Phalanx and Baleful Eidolons. Get my early defense 2 drops on board. That's what I need. It's what I need! Okay. Wave Crash Triton, very good. And exactly what I want in terms of getting the game to go longer. But I don't know if I'm going blue. I do know I'm going black, no matter what right now. And Bloodtil Harpy is perfectly fine. Don't need another 4-drop, and the Lamphead is actually pretty weak. So we're just going to keep cutting the black. Keep forcing it. And that strategy seems to work pretty well for me in general while drafting. Okay, I don't think it's close here. I think I take the Ordeal. Now, that might seem kind of weird, but we saw that blue's fairly open, and I think it's now time to jump into it. We'll probably go black-blue. We already have 2 flyers, And I'm not a fan of Triad of the Fates. Even if I do go black-white, I think it's way too slow, even if you're in that control build. So I'd actually be looking more to do the Sedge Scorpion thing, which works better in the game strategy, admittedly more synergistic, but the Ordeal is that much more powerful, and we saw more blue already, so that's what I'm going to do. And I think I'm kind of rewarded with Oppression Chimera. Not what I want to be picking up in this curve right now, but it's also the best card in the pack, again, suggesting that blue is a little bit more open than anything else. I don't really want to gainsay. This could be a deck for a Mnemonic Wall if we start going control route, but I think Viper's Kiss is in a color I know I'm dealing with, and it's a really good sideboard card. Agent is way better than Crackling Triton, but I've pretty much let that green ship sail, and if I want to kind of be cutting more blue, this is just like a nice signal, and honestly works better in the control deck anyway, as a 2-3 for blocking. But not exactly what I want. Wave Crash Triton tabling is insane. I do think blue is open, and that's going to be grand. We'll take the Dark Betrayal, like I was saying, a wonderful sideboard card. And I'm just going to cut some more black, just so no one gets it in their silly little heads that they want to jump into that. Alright, pretty sure white's not happening. Never saw anything too powerful, and this was just kind of a dork pick from earlier anyway. And this Wave Crash Triton really, to me, makes me go, yeah, blue. I do want to make sure I don't overdo the blue. I definitely want black to be my thing. Oh, Wingsteed Rider, that's fun. But you know, it's really tempting when you see a foil Sea God's Revenge, and I'm playing blue to grab it. But I think already with the start we have, this is the gray Merchant of Asphodel deck for sure. Having 3 4-drops with double devotion means this card's going to be insane. And like I said, I don't want to be jumping into too many blue cards. We want this to be a base black deck with some blue. Maybe this was a Voyage's End. I would grab it instead because it's going to be a lower curve, a little more of a combat trick. But this is exactly the gray Merchant deck. Ooh, ooh. We have Insatiable Harpy. All these cards are absolutely amazing. I'm taking Voyage's End. Would love a Nimbus Knight, and is arguably better at times, but this is probably one of the best commons in the set. Who knows? Triton Tactics might table. I'm pretty sure we're just going to get a Fellhide Minotaur back from this, because these cards are just way too good. I would love another Harpy, but already having the solid 4s means Voyage's End goes up above it. Nimbus Naiad is better than Farika's Cure. I know we're trying to go more black than anything else, but it's just too insane, so yes, please. But I do want to round out my 2s and 3s with black cards, especially having picked up the first gray Merchant. The power level of this deck in general is just awesome. Ordeal may not be making the deck. Wow, a third Sea God. I mean, I'm definitely grabbing Sea God's Revenge now. But that's the third one. We passed 2, now we're getting 1. So that's something to keep in mind in the draft. Pretty nutty. And surprised at how little strong black we're seeing. Mind you, I am picking good blue cards over some decent black cards. So it's not like it's not there. And it could just be the luck of what was opened of really powerful blue. But I would have thought that there had been more black, having myself cut very early on a very strong set of black cards. But I guess that first pack, yeah, Hythonia. There wasn't really much debate here. Gosh, too good. So Read the Bones is the grab. Heliod's Emissary is awesome, but we have enough power level in our deck that there's no need to strain our mana and splash for the Emissary. And we don't want the Crackling Triton at all. For grabbing a 3-drop, actually Read the Bones is going to be quite fun. So whoever was playing white and cutting that from my right earlier just got rewarded with that really late Elmer. Sea Log Monster is fine. Probably not going to play it. And Aquaswarm is only there if you're doing more heroic things, but we're not. So we'll grab this, but I'm not looking to go that route. However, if blue continues to be the numero uno color and we move away, we might have to start considering it. I'm just worried about having it so much double black that I am playing that making blue base and doing an even split between double black, double blue, that might get tricky in the nearest of futures. Maybe this Ordeal... Yeah, I really just need the 2s to stay alive. I was going to say, having this Ordeal and getting like a Shipwreck Singer could be pretty fun. mini combo, but it's not going to be super, reliable. Marauder is actually pretty good. We want more black 3-drops to help with our devotion and just get good 3-drops online. This will be pretty cool in our deck. Temple of Deceit's fine, but we don't need a splash. We're not gonna splash. We're in colors that are open, so I'd rather just take a strong 3-drop. Here, I don't think I want to pick up a sideboard card, because I almost never play these 3 sideboard cards. Certainly not the Benthic Giant. We already have 2 6-drops. There's no way this is ever coming in over these 2. And Annul and Siren Hopes are kind of blah. I think I'm just going to take out the Savage Surge, because it's actually relevant and is a combat trick that you see in green often enough. There's a whole lot of amazing black and blue in this pack we're going to see. There should at least be that Minotaur that I pointed out as returning. But we'll see. Oh, was it the next pack? Or am I just off? Was it the last pack? Huh, I thought it was this pack that we were going to get something. Unless everyone jumped into it. I don't know. Do I care about the Hoplite or the Cyclops? Cyclops gets pretty big, but the Hoplite, we don't have a lot of good defense, so I'm more worried right now about an aggressive deck playing around. Oh no, this was it. The fire was there. Oh, he has a Flesh Mad Steed, which right now we are playing. I need it. So, goodbye. Rage I don't care about. Just another random trick. That's a bummer. I really was hoping this was going to be the 2-3 Fellhide Minotaur. But it ain't. I don't need another Wanderer. Although, I might need to play a Wanderer just to stay alive right about now. Both of these are just blahs. So we'll take all the blah cards. Bada bing, bada boom, friendo. Cool. Hope Mike's doing well. Fifth Elements, The Big O. Snake Plissken, RDH. Mr. 7000, Made of Lasers. Nice. Xandorf. I've played Xandorf before, I think. Don't recall entirely. Another Voyage's End? Yes, please. Charlatan's not a thing. Emissary is super great. Ness, blah, blah, blah. We're not changing anything. We're taking the Voyage's End. It's amazing. Would love another Nimbus Naiad, or this Griptide even, but Voyage's End. Boom. Alright. Decisions. Do I want a Blood Toll Harpy or another Wave Crash Triton? This is where I have to decide, really, am I caring about devotion all that much? What is my deck going to be doing? The Harpy works better if I was really making devotion deck, but it looks like that ship sailed. I only got 1 Grey Merchant so far. I might get a second, but we're so low on the 2s and 3s. The thing is, Wave Crash Triton, we don't have really great ways to trigger. I have an Ordeal and 1 Bestow creature. So yeah, at this point, our Wave Crash Tritons aren't doing anything. I'm not going to be looking to pick up cards to make them do anything, so it's just a 1/4. So we're doing Blood Toll Harpies. Ooh. Emissary, Lash of the Web. I think the Emissary is strong enough where I have to grab it, even though I'm a little light on removal for plain black. And I would love like a Lash or a Sip of Hemlock. But Emissary is just insane. We're actually really light on a deck. No, I guess we're just in the beginning of the 3rd pack. Want to up the 2s and 3s, like I said before. Our 2 or 3 drops are lame. See, like a monster, I'm not too sure I want. Emissary is awesome, though. Yes, Sip. For sure slamming it over Vaporkin. We don't want early aggressive in 2-drops. We want defense in our 2-drops. So this is not the kind of 2 that I want. I want the nice removal spell. It's a bummer that's our 3rd 6-drop. We don't have the tools necessarily yet to be staying alive that long. But whatever. Artisan, again, falls to the same issue of Wave Crash Ryan. There's no real targeting effects here, so it's going to do nothing. I think the Sable's the best card. The Mnemonic Wall could be good, since we have 2 Voyage's Ends, and that getting 2 of those online means the Mnemonic Wall gets way better. But we have so much to do in our late game, and 2 good 5s and a bunch of great 6 that I don't want to grab this Demonic Wall. I'm more worried about having this hole of 2 drops in my deck. Ooh, Lash the Whip. Schmink you. I will gladly grab you here. Boink. That really shored up our removal with early Voyage's Ends, and then a Lash and a Sip for our late game spot removal, and then also Sea God's Revenge for some finishing blows. I know Sea God's Revenge is best and as like a finisher and aggressive deck, but it's still awesome, period, at 6 at any time. Here's a decision. Can my deck actually support another 6-drop? This is awesome. Pretty much can get rid of the 5s, but I already have a Hythonia, a Sip, and a Sea God's Revenge, so I'm really stacked on 6 drops. Don't want a Raptor at all. Return Center I don't need. I got great 4s. Triton Fortune Hunter. I also got my 3s pretty well lined up. Yeah, we'll take the Scholar. Probably not play the Sealock monster. Yeah. I'll pick up one Return Centaur. Centaur Battlemaster is kind of overpowered compared to everything else, but this guy I need to bring out of the sideboard, so I'll hang on to it. Not doing the Scourge Mark thing anymore. I just think my other spells are too relevant. It might replace an Ordeal, but we actually have some flyers to make the Ordeal decent, so I'm going to cut the Horizon Chimera, actually. I do care about early game. So this is my deck. Would I play a Tormented Hero as like a 1 or 2 drop? Or do I just want another Dark Betrayal? Or another Viper's Kiss? I think I just want another Dark Betrayal. Obviously it's like really amazing. Cavern Lampad might actually make the deck. I don't know what I'm cutting for it instead. I don't have any issues with flyers. I got plenty of flyers and things to do against flyers. So we'll get rid of this Sentry because it's good. Annul now gets to the sideboard. Guess I'm getting a land anyway. Okay, I'll bring you back from deck building in a second. We're going to be focusing on 2s and 3s and how we want to stay alive long enough to take down our draft here. Okay, so here is the deck, which is pretty much what we laid out. Love having these 2 Dark Betrayals on the sideboard, but that's only if I get against another black deck. And I don't think there's a huge black drafter, probably one other at the table. No, I'll kind of dried up later. I only got a lot of early good stuff, so I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Again, the main issue right here is how do we stay alive long enough to get to our late game? And I really think I don't have options. I think I have to play the Fleshmad Steed, the Bronze Sable, and this Wave Crash Triton and Crackling Triton, which are our 4 weakest cards in the deck, but these are just there to get us alive. The Wave Crash Triton might get a bestowed like Emissary or Nimbus Naiad on it. I'm not playing the Cavern Lampad. It's just a really weak 4-drop compared to my other 4s. Same with Return Centaur, by the way. But it means it's really just incidental upside if like the Ordeal or one of my bestow creatures hit it. So at that point, this is just a 1/4, which of course, again, very underpowered, but I just want to stay alive long enough. I think with having 4 6-drops plus this Hythonia monstrosity at 7 and having a high curve, I'm not too sure I'm comfortable playing 17 lands. I think this is an 18-land deck. I mean, our curve is good. We do have a number of 3-drops. But I really want to be hitting 6 land consistently because I'm pretty much guaranteed to have one of these 4 cards in my hand in every single game. So because I have to decide what am I cutting, the Ordeal is somewhat weak because we're not an aggressive deck. It doesn't really do what we want to do. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flyers. 2 of them are late game, so the Ordeal isn't particularly amazing. But just having 2 Bloodtill Harpies means I really like having the Ordeal online. And it is powerful, and if it gets bestowed, I just hang out for a while and then start taking over and then draw into stuff. That could be pretty good. So it's really about what other card I would want to cut. This is tough. I'm thinking the Chimera because it's one of the high drops and the weakest of them. Maybe I get rid of one of my 6s, which they're all great, but it might be Sea God's Revenge because this deck doesn't care quite as much about that last out. But I still think that's a finishing blow no matter what. And I'm just being greedy there with my 6 drops. I could take out a Marauder because it's not entirely everything we're doing, but again, I'm really worried. I have just such great late game. I just want to get there and not die. Unfortunately, I think the Ordeal has to go. I really think I need to play 18 lands, and the Ordeal isn't exactly what we're doing. And the rest of our spells are insane. 2 Voyage's End, Read the Bones, Lash, Sip, Sea Gods. Pretty alright. Might want to take out the Wave Crash Triton or one of the dorky 2-drops if I feel like 2 drops I don't need against my opponent. We'll bring the Ordeal in instead. So that's going to be my main deck strategy, and that will be the sideboard strategy moving forward in the draft. I think 11 is all we really need. Is 7 enough with the double blue? Maybe we do go 10-8. I want to have these Voyages end nice and early, and I definitely need to play these guys down. And 10 should be fine, even though we have a bunch of double black. That's going to be pretty okay for what we're in the mood for. Yeah, I like that. Let's see how our first round goes. I'm so happy to be playing black. I love black.